Hello and welcome. I'm Ashley from Yoga for That and founder of the Live Better program. This is your first coaching call of February. I'm super excited to have you here watching and being a part of the Live Better program. I'm working really to try to build a community of like minded people. So, whether you're here to get information from me or you just want to kind of be involved in a group of people who can learn from each other and develop from each other, whatever you're here for, I'm glad you're here. This week's coaching call is all about why we hire coaches and how coaches can help you achieve your goals. I don't want this to seem like I'm doing this as a why to hire me as a coach. I really want you to take away something from here that helps you realize maybe you're not even at a point where you want to hire a coach, or maybe this is the time to hire a coach. And I'll give you some tips at the end of what kind of coach you should be looking for to help you reach your goals. I actually, at the start of the month, I was given a Chapters gift card for Christmas. And so I actually used my gift card to buy a bunch of books to kind of help me develop personally and in my business as well. I always believe in personal development. I say that as a coach and I say that as a person. So whether or not you're here in the program as a paid participant or you're kind of just kind of cruising along, trying to figure out what it is that you're actually working towards or wanting to achieve, doesn't matter. I try to, whatever I'm doing, I really try to lead by example. And so I want you to kind of take away some tips that you don't even have to pay for. I just really want to create content that will help people. And then if you're looking for more specialized support, obviously I'm here to give that as well. So one of the books that I got at the start of this year is called Super Coach. It's actually a coaching program in itself. I've only just kind of started working on it today, but I've been finding it very, very helpful both personally and professionally. So if you're looking to kind of peruse something, maybe you can find it on the library, an ebook or anything like that for a little bit cheaper of an option. I'm finding this really, really helpful. Again, I haven't gone through all of it. There's like 10 chapters, that kind of go through some points. What I'm trying to do is create a 90-day Live It Better program. So I have my 5-week self-learn program, which you can access for free for the month of February. So make sure, if you're not already a member, that you get your free month. So in my Live Better 90-day program, I'm just still trying to structure it and figure out what it is that will be really beneficial to the majority of people. And then from there, I can offer personalized support within that program, within the 5-week learn program, or just, meeting one-to-one without any structure that I have already planned out. So ironically, I guess, is the first little bit of this book was why we hire coaches. So very, very timely, very, very helpful in a way for me to explain a little bit better about coaching and why coaching is such an important part of reaching your goals. So in this book, I really agree with kind of the way he breaks it down. He has 3 types of coaching. So the first type of coaching is a specific problem or issue or goal. So say you want to run a marathon. Hey, you'd hire a running coach. The second type of coach is kind of more like the overall picture where you want to change quite a few different things, and so you need a specific coach for that as well, like a relationship coach, someone who specializes in that area. So the first type is kind of the coaching I do, where it's general goal setting and goal achievement. I don't necessarily at this point have a niche other than working with new yoga teachers. That's kind of my niche. But in general, I really help people kind of set out their goals and then set into an action plan that will help them reach that goal. The second type is a little bit more specific. So, if you're having relationship issues, if you're having money issues, you might hire like a financial advisor. I'm really good at helping with budgeting and kind of overall financial picture and health. But if you're looking to like invest, you're going to hire a financial specialist. And then the third type of coaching is the transformative coaching, where you're actually looking to kind of change your entire outlook and foundation. And it's transformative coaching can also happen in the other two stages of coaching as well, especially in the second part, where you're starting to really kind of change not your foundation, but you get a better grasp on your own perspective and your own way of being in the world. I think a lot of when I think of times when I feel uneasy about things is when like the way I think doesn't seem to really line up with the outside world. So with coaching, transformative coaching, this idea of being able to kind of be so secure in yourself that you can just maneuver through the world and 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 take care of business. Okay. So I as a coach am really focused on helping you find what you're going after, setting that goal so it's an achievable goal, and then setting out a plan of action. And then again, as my niche for helping people more specifically is helping new yoga teachers develop their business and be successful yoga teachers, which obviously I've been working on that much just because with the pandemic, a lot of teaching is being done online, and that's not really my forte. More my forte is really helping people be in the studio and creating space for people. Because I don't teach much online other than the few on Instagram videos, I don't feel confident at this point helping people with that until I've developed my online presence teaching more. So, why do we hire a coach? We want to think of hiring coaches as part of your team. I talk about teams a lot, and you hire them to help you achieve something more than you were able to achieve on your own. Okay. So if we take the example of running, um, maybe you've trained for like a 5K, a 10K, maybe even trained for a half marathon. And then I've trained for a couple full marathons and just found took a toll on my body. And then also too, my father has done a half Ironman, and he attempted to do the Whistler Ironman but didn't complete it. And when he didn't complete it, he realized that he'd done all the training, like he trained for the swimming and the biking and the running, but he didn't train nutritionally. So that was like a deficit in his training program. So moving forward, if he was to try again to train for an Ironman, he would look into hiring a coach who specializes in Ironman or long distance competitions, specifically in nutrition and how to um, stay hydrated and stay fueled for the race. My dad has done tons of racing. He qualified for Boston and ran Boston Marathon. So he knows how to train physically. His was to train nutritionally. So looking at your goals that you have, especially a goal, maybe something that you've been working towards for a while. Maybe you don't actually have a deadline for it. It's just something that's like a bucket list thing that you're like every once in a while you kind of work at it a little bit more. Look at that goal and think of the reasons why you haven't reached that goal. It might be financial, it might be time, it might be that you didn't make it a priority, or it might be something that just you have like it's if you think of a triangle, it's like you have the two foundation pieces and you're just missing that third piece, right? So with my dad, with the nutrition part of his training, that's what he knows is missing. So that's something he can hire a coach, either like a type 1 level coach where he says, I need to focus on my nutrition. And then he just maybe checks in with that coach. But he would probably benefit more from a level 2 coach, someone who specializes in training for long distance races, specifically Ironmans and their nutrition. So whether it's a naturopath or nutrition, or someone who's just done it a lot themselves and they know what they're doing and they have that background and that knowledge, that's amazing. So you want to think of the reasons why you haven't met your goal and the type of coach that will help you reach that goal. So is it you just need an accountability person? So someone you're going to work with and say, I want to reach this goal by this date and I need someone to keep me on track. Or are you looking for, I want to have more self confidence. I need to work on all of my relationships, how I deal with other people. Um, I need like a business coach who can really dive down deep into my business. It's not just a level 1 where I need accountability to get stuff done, but I actually need someone who can kind of take what I'm working on and like polish it up and help me out in that way. So think about what it is that you're trying to achieve and how a coach would help you achieve that goal. So whether it is something you're have been working towards, or something you want to work towards and you just are feeling a little overwhelmed and maybe not sure where to start. If you're not sure where to start, I've had this question from people in the past. If you don't know, talk to a level 1 coach first. Talk to someone who does coaching or someone who is kind of in that realm of self-help and coaching, and can give you a bit of background in terms of how they could help you, or how like a level 2 coach would help you, so a more specialized coach. Okay. So I've had people come to me and say like, I feel stuck in my business. Okay. Well, talk to me. I'd be happy to listen and kind of give some feedback. And maybe it is just maybe to start, you just need that accountability person, that person to kind of get you on track with a plan, taking action, taking steps. And then once you kind of have those steps into place, you transfer over to a level 2 coach who can help you dive in even deeper. So that's why we hire a coach, is to help us achieve the things that we want to achieve that we haven't been able to on our own, or we feel stuck working towards it, or we have a timeline that we really want to meet and it would just be beneficial to have someone who can help us meet that timeline. So the second part of hiring a coach is who to hire. And I'm not here to say hire me. I mean, obviously, if you feel that we would work well together, of course, please reach out to me. But I feel like hiring a coach is like anything. It's someone you have to be comfortable with. So when I hired, like when I helped make up my team, I found a nutritionist I was comfortable with. I found someone who um, she was very approachable. She was very meet me where I am, very like kind of guiding me gently into a space that I wanted to be in without pushing me. She didn't promote or push like specific vitamins on me. It's a very calm relationship, and I really appreciate that, because when she makes a suggestion, I know it's coming from a place of care and knowledge rather than just money, or like trying to just get me to do everything. And then I have a body talk practitioner, and she's just someone I actually met her as a family friend before I brought her on to my personal team. And so I feel very comfortable and confident with her. I feel very like supported with her. Same thing with my massage therapist. She's someone I'm very comfortable with. So, and think about the other things you do when you go to like a yoga class. Are you drawn to certain teachers and why? If you go to certain restaurants, why do you go there? Is it specifically for the food or is it for the ambiance? So knowing what you're looking for to build your team is very important. Are you looking for specifically the solution and you'll hire whoever it is who can just give you the solution? Or are you looking to work with someone who you feel comfortable with, you can talk to, you can build a relationship with? Nothing is right or wrong with either one. It's just knowing what you're specifically looking for. Same thing if you go to a hairstylist. My mom used to go to this one hairstylist, and like we loved her. She's a family friend, but she wasn't always consistent with giving haircuts. And so every once in a while you get a really good one, and sometimes you get one and be like, well, I can't wait for this to grow. This wasn't quite what I was looking for. But we really loved her and we loved being around her and spending time with her. So like what are you looking for and what are you comfortable with, right? So finding that person you can kind of jive with and build a rapport with. I'm very big on kind of having at least having a little introductory session with someone, excuse me, to see if they fit with kind of my way of coaching and if I fit with what they're looking for. So it does kind of go both ways. I have a very a meet you where you are coaching perspective. I want to gently guide you forward. Some people aren't looking for that. They really just kind of want to like get to work and get going and find the solutions. And that's not how I work. I do think of myself more of an actual transformative coach in terms of I want to help you find a better foundation. So not only am I supporting you through what your goal is right now, but giving you the skills and building a foundation to continue working towards future goals with or without my help. So I don't want to build a relationship where you're solely dependent on me to get you where you want to go. I really want to give you the tools and the foundation to guide you and help you. And if that means working with me as a coach like for many, many months or many years, that's amazing. But I also am really happy to just help people out and help them build their toolbox and then have them move on and maybe come back to me if they're kind of stuck with a specific issue or part of their goal. Okay. So when you're hiring a coach, think of who you want to be working with and think of how you want to work. And also remember, communication is huge because if you're assuming I'm going to do something, I might be assuming you're doing something different. And there's going to be that kind of a lack of consistency between the two. So I have an idea when I come into a coaching, like working with a new client in terms of how much support I can offer based on a price point. However, if you come to me and you're like, well, I actually only need someone to check in with me like half that amount of time, then that's something we need to chat about. Just in terms of price point and in terms of how I can still support you within what you're willing to do, because you're not going to succeed at your goal if you're not willing to put in the work. And I'm not saying you have to meet with me, like 3 times a week to be able to meet your goal, but I just need to know what your time frame is and how much time, because if you say you only want to check in with me once a month, that's fine. But if we only have a month, like a 1 month coaching session or coaching package, I'm not really going to be able to help you in the way that I have laid out my coaching plan. Right? So communicate with whoever it is that you are wanting to coach with. Let them know what you expect of the coach and be sure that you know what they expect of you in that relationship. Coaching and a client is a relationship, just like anything else. So think of it as a partnership for a short period of time, but you do need to communicate and know that you're needing to put in work as well as a client, because the coach can only take you so far. The coach is there to support you and guide you towards where you want to be, but they can't get you there. It's like you can bring water to a horse, but can't take horse to the water, right? So we can't force you to get where you want to go. There needs to be work on both ends, from the coach and from the client. Also, to just kind of like intuition. I'm a big believer in trusting your gut. So if you're starting to work with a coach and it's just not feeling quite right, even if like everyone you know had a really good experience with them, if it's not feeling right to you, then feel free to like end that relationship and and chat with them and kind of see where things might have gone awry. Maybe you just were like, oh, this is going to be amazing, everyone else had a great experience, and it just, maybe you didn't put in the work, or maybe it's just your personalities don't kind of mesh together, and that's fine. That's, we need to find people that we're comfortable and confident working with so that we can reach the goals that we've set out for ourselves. Okay, so we hire coaches to help us get to places that we couldn't get to on our own, and we hire coaches that we're comfortable and confident working with. Two simple things to remember if and when you're ready to hire a coach or thinking of hiring a coach: reach out to people in the coaching industry. We're all over Instagram. You might have someone that recommends someone. Just feel it out, see how it goes. And don't be afraid to kind of test the waters with that. Take advantage of free coaching calls, see how that helps. Take advantage of free coaching sessions on, on YouTube, and just see where it takes you. Next week's coaching call, let me just double check. All right, so next week, super exciting. Coaching call is on Monday at 5:30. How to set and stick to a budget. So I'll be sharing the spreadsheets that I use, and I am a big believer in seeing how it goes. So I have a very simple spreadsheet that I then add to and change even month to month. It just depends on, what worked for me last month, what I might be saving towards or working towards, the next month. So I'll share what I use. And then, of course, if you want to work with me, you can hire me for like a 1 hour session, and I can help you set up your own budgeting, just so you kind of have your own tools. Or maybe that's something you want to focus on for a few months. We can set up a coaching package for that as well. So I am starting to get a few more areas of specialty. So again, I do support new yoga teachers. So if you or someone you know is looking to build their business, especially coming out of the pandemic, something to put in your back pocket is that I can definitely help with that. And then also getting very familiar with budgeting, and just kind of getting yourself financially set up, things to consider, things to saving for a rainy day, all that kind of stuff. Planning, being organized, definitely some of my strong suits. So if you're interested in working with me, or you just want to find out more about coaching in general, please feel free to email me, info@yogaforthat.com. DM me, find me wherever you know me, and I'd be happy to answer any more of your questions. We'll see you next Monday at 5:30 for how to set and stick to a budget. Have an awesome rest of your week. Bye.